Life is good in the van building hood. What is up, folks? Welcome to the BigLogan channel. I am your host, BigLogan. So today we are at Mountaineer Van Works HQ right here behind me, and we are going to do Roxy's build update week 4. So we've gotten some new designs for this build, particular to our client. Some of these things I'm going to move forward with on base build, and yeah, we're going to give you guys updates there. We've got Project Nova on order, expected to come in first of the year. Got that quoted to a very interested client. Thank you guys. And we did some partial build quotes for another ProMaster, and I think another Mercedes Sprinter is going to come our way too, maybe to close out the year. So we've got a lot of stuff shaking here at Mountaineer Van Works. If you guys are new to the channel, thanks for clicking in, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like this video if you find this information helpful and entertaining. I first started the YouTube channel with some fun videos, and then a 13-episode build series of Project Peggy. So Peggy is out there exploring the Canadian Rockies and Western US. We've also got Cleo and Luna out on the East and West Coast. So this is our 4th build project, Nova being the 5th. She's on order. And yeah, so we're gonna give you guys an update on what we've got accomplished here with old Foxy Roxy, and we'll get this episode started. Woo, and just like that, we back. Hey, so before I get started on Roxy's build update, I gotta give a big shout out to my main man, Mike Amick of Mike Amick Construction. Mike, I know you're watching this. He said you gotta give me a shout out. Mike built this beautiful 40 by 60 building that we're in. We have a 14-foot ceiling height. I also did a shop tour video for you guys on the final finish. I took this over with studded wall frames, and Mike did the interior drywall finishings and everything else. So I did some interior upfit and built in our break room area, office space like that. But Mike, I know Mike was cornering me at the hardware store, out at restaurants in town. He's like, you better put me in here. So Mike, that's for you, bro. Really appreciate it. You do not want to mess with Mike Amick. I'm gonna put a picture up. You don't want to mess with that boy. He's a bad hombre, let me tell you what. Hey, thanks Mike Amick Construction. Let's get in here and check out Foxy Roxy. So we got the bay doors open today. It's a nice fall day, and old Foxy Roxy said she wanted to breathe and stare out at that open road and get excited for all her adventures. So we're letting the shop breathe a little bit today, and it's time to get you guys updated. So here is our beautiful utility bays is what I call these. So what we've got is our plumbing bay on the right, and we've got our electrical bay on the left. So these are access panels made out of premium plywood. I'm actually gonna remove those. 1 screw each holds these in, nice and tight fit. I'm gonna peel those back right now, show you guys the bulk of my progress over the past 2 weeks. Alrighty, so we got our panels peeled back here. This one's got a built-in hinge to get to the valving, and this one's just got a nice coolant slot here so we can keep our electrical components vented. So I'm gonna start over here in the plumbing bay. So this is a standard offering. I haven't deviated from this design ever since build number 1 of Peggy. So this is a 33-gallon freshwater tank supplying a 12-volt marine pump, accumulator, and we've also got that supplying our 2.5-gallon Bosch electric water heater. This is a 120-volt AC system, so this will run off our inverter. This is 95% thermally efficient, so if you guys don't know the specs on this unit, it can run for about 15 minutes and then hold hot water at a very good high temp for about 8 hours. So really good unit. Although it pulls 1500 watts, it's still efficient enough to run shortly, kill it, and you get your battery bank topped off with solar or alternator shore power. So it's the choice going over the hydronic system, which is the gasoline or diesel powered water heating system. So this is my choice. I've used this one every time, and yeah, so that's her again. Out here, we've got the stainless water fill port, which goes right into our 30-gallon tank. Got our tank level sensor right here. This is KUS, K-U-S. And we got our tank vent and our outdoor shower. This is Rec Pro, and we've got our shower head still in the bubble wrap. So that is her. She just tucks nicely in there and closes. And this is our tank drain. This is a female hose swivel, so you can get a little extension or something to get you over the bumper, get you drained. And that is actuated right here with a tank drain ball valve and a master water shutoff ball valve. That's all self-contained. So that is a wrap on our 33-gallon freshwater tank and supply and the right utility bay. This is a 6-inch impact of space from this wheel well here. So be bopping around old Roxy. We've got her up on jacks. I got some nice heavy duty, I think they're 20,000 pound rated, 20-ton rated metal jacks. So thanks Atkins Auto for your parts and supply, my bro. Shout out to Jimmy Atkins, man, and the Atkins bros. You guys are great. Thanks for that great recommendation. I was using these sketchy plastic ramps, and let's be honest, those are not safe for a big van like this, especially front wheel drive. So I'm gonna come under here now, and I'm gonna show you guys our gray tank. So we got a 15-gallon Class A Customs gray tank, and that is adhered with slotted strut and rib nuts up to the belly. So that is a new convention that I use. I drill in and use rib nuts to secure my all thread. Very low impact on space. As you can see, we're riding just below the plane of the muffler here. A lot of people ask, you know, this gray tank's gonna hang down and get clipped on rocks, and it's like, well, if you're clipping the gray tank on rocks, you're also gonna be clipping the exhaust on rocks. So it's the best spot we can get it in. We cram it all the way back behind the leaf shackle, and that will accept our sink drain, which will penetrate right through here, and our shower drain. So last update on plumbing is we pre-routed our reinforced vinyl tubing down here for the sink fixture and in here for the interior shower fixture, and the exterior shower fixture is already plumbed up where I showed you back there. So got a nice soup bowl effect going here with our shower pan. We're gonna DIY this fully from scratch. It's a BigLogan custom, and that is gonna be flex sealed in. So a custom built dimension shower pan, and again, this is a convertible shower space, you guys. It'll reside under a flip up butcher block countertop, and then it'll also reside under a false cabinet. So the false cabinet houses the interior shower fixture, and it flips up, and then you can hang your shower curtain from it, and this will have a nice deep pan around here to catch that shower curtain, keep you from kicking it out, keep water from splashing out. So good to go. One other update on the gray tank is I am using the US Solid 1/2-inch ball valve. So my wiring for that in a gray tank dump is going to be coming up through here into the kitchen galley. So that guy is installed. Before I forget, show you guys him down there. So that'll just be automated with wiring and 12-volt DC gray tank drain. So moving that route. Next build, I may actually do the 33-gallon fresh tank drain with the US Solid electric ball valve as well, and just drain right out underneath the wheel well for the fresh tank. So some ideas there that I'm floating around. I really like that ball valve. All right, it's electric now, baby. Let's talk electric. So again, 4th week into the build. Normally I do have the pre-wiring done by now for at least the bulk of the DC bus system and main power supply, but did a little bit of redesign on this cabinet for the client, and I'm glad I spent that extra time doing that. We'll get caught up. We're gonna be right on track with this build, but wanted to make sure I dialed that in. So what we got is, for this client, 300 amp hours of Battleborn lithium. I'm gonna start defaulting to 2 of these, but the client asked for 1 more. Great option to add. Gonna be able to go off grid for a very long time with that. So here's our positive and negative bus bars. These translate all the voltage and information from the lithium battery bank up to a more convenient spot with more mounting posts to get all our large DC lugs and wires ran throughout this utility bay. So over here we've got the Victron Smart Shunt. So this is the way that we can see all of our battery information, as well as solar input and alternator input, state of charge of the batteries, and discharge rates for the house battery bank. So you can monitor that with Bluetooth via your iPhone or Android device. So nice little Victron component there. Victron's got some great stuff. Always put that in the builds. Great little piece. So we've also got charging capabilities from 3 sources. So I've always done 3 charging sources. So right over here we've got the 30 amp Furrion shore power inlet. I also have that with that adapter dongle that takes you from shore power service from like RV site right to a straight blade household connector extension cord. So that feeds this PowerMax PM3 shore power charger. That'll go straight to the battery bank. And then we've got our Renogy DCC 50S. This takes and modulates current from the alternator. So our home run back underneath the seat, the driver's seat. This will take alternator input, this will take solar input, and it will cross communicate between our house battery bank and the starter battery. So I really like this Renogy DCC 50S because it does 3 things. It'll take solar charge from up top and bring that down and float on top of these batteries or bulk charge. It'll also, once these are satisfied, go forward and bulk or float charge the starter battery. So that's really cool for when this van is sitting. It's one great feature of an integrated solid state MPPT charge controller by your guys at Renogy. So the other thing it'll do is simply modulate the alternator charge coming in when the vehicle's running and help top off your house battery bank. So it all depends on the state of charge. These 2 guys communicate based on battery voltage. So these will float or shut off based on satisfied battery voltage. So we can wire these together to our battery bank and they work just fine. So if the Renogy's on with good solar or something, the PM3 will sit by and just do a float or turn off. And same thing if we have shore power plugged in at nighttime or something, but then we might get some light on the panels in the morning. Well, the PM3 will keep the voltage satisfied and the Renogy MPPT charge controller will float. So they'll either float, bulk, or do absorption. This is a 3-stage charger compatible with the lithium, and it's really awesome. So one other thing I've always put in our builds is the Artera WF8930 series distribution panel. So we've got our household HOMD breakers and AC ready to distribute throughout the van. I also input with this separate bus bar shore power coming in, so we don't cross communicate with those, and I actually split this bus here. So we have shore power coming in to a breaker back down to the PM3, and then on this bus we've got our inverter input, which you can see back there. And that'll come in over here on a 30 amp and distribute 15 and 15 over here. One dedicated circuit for the Bosch hot water heater, and the other 15 for household electronics and receptacles. So I love this panel. Really simple, really great. And again, we've got our DC distribution all up here with LED indicators of a fault and automotive fuses. So this is a great way to distribute 15 circuits right in the same box. This has a nice cover panel I don't have on today. Has a vent in the shroud that covers this up. Looks really great. Got our master shutoff switch here. This is Blue Sea Systems. It's a big 300 amp continuous shutoff switch. When this baby's turned on, all current flows through this switch. So you want to get this size properly to handle your big inverter. You want to get it to handle your large battery bank and any discharge rates you might have. So that is a one-stop shutoff switch, new for the builds, but a great little spot for if you get in a bind, you need to shut all that off, you can reach for it. It's going to be above your cargo, and it's also a great way to isolate the entire system for adding circuitry, replacing components, upgrading, that type of thing. So a great maintenance item as well. Down here, we've got something new, finishing out this wheel well bay, and I have a bunch of storage now that I've moved the panel up here. This panel used to live on an angle right about here. So what we've got in here for our client is an ARB air compressor. So from back here, you won't have to move any gear to get this panel out. You can just come right here, and we'll house 30 feet of hose, and this is an auto shutoff system. Rocker switch will go right here for it. LED cargo light will be here as well, and I'll have a little cargo light down inside of here as well as the main area. So if you're in a bind on the side of a road, the ARB system is the way to go, but it's also great for topping off bike tires, doing that type of thing, inflating stuff. So that guy right there shuts off at 100 pounds. Really good to get a quality air compressor, and here's why. Ram Pro Master tires are 10 ply, and they want 80 pounds in the rear. They want 60 pounds in the front. A cheap 12 volt DC portable pump may or may not get you there. This air compressor will do it in a hurry and get you back up on the road, help you service up your flat, help you service up your spare, and get you going, help you service up bike tires and all that stuff. So that is a breakdown of our 2 utility bays, our progress here. We've already done a framing episode with my awesome co-host, Kate Frame. She was a lot of fun. We went over how we get our framing convention in, so check out that episode if you guys are interested to see that. We talk in a little bit of detail over those things. Some of this still covered in my original build series of Peggy as well. So we've got 6 more weeks left on Project Roxy. So that's a 10-week build for me. Like I said, I own and operate Mountaineer Van Works, and I do this solo. So I do call in some buddies if I need some help every now and again. Like my man John Boy, my Uncle Mark. Those guys are great, and they always like to come over here, have a great time. John stocked me up with hot sauces, so that'll pair really nicely with our candy and chips. But hey guys, also we got merch up. Don't want to blast this, don't want to over promote, but guys, we've got an online store with all kinds of crazy cool options. So check us out, merch link below. You guys, it's been awesome, it's been real, it's been fun. We're doing it BigLogan style, baby, right here in West Virginia. Represent Mountaineer Van Works. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hey Ellis, why do you like the BigLogan channel? I also like your new merch hat there. Thanks for representing.
Well, actually, why do I not like the BigLogan channel? That's a very good question to ask. I mean, what's not to like? I mean, look at the work he does here. I mean, first of all, the shop is amazing.
Oh yeah.
Look at all the workspace. You just give me a tour of all the innards of the van. And
what are innards, Stevie?
I don't know what innards are.
Well, Google it. It's just fantastic, man. He does a great job. I love it.
Thanks, guys. Like this video, subscribe to the BigLogan channel today. We will see you guys on the next episode.
My man's wicked smart.
Wicked smart. Peace out, folks. Later.